or through the stove and brought it back into the heater, so we always had hot water. And then after the water, after the mom got rid of the cook stove, by then they'd come out with electric heaters, and them things were huge. I mean, they were big. So he put one downstairs, but to cut down on the electric, he ran it through the furnace.
In the wintertime, yeah.
In the wintertime, it cut down on electric, and you always had water. So people around there began to realize that old John Henry had something in his head,
Yeah.
So they started saying, "Hey, come over here, John, fix there. Come over here, John, fix there." And Dad started doing that. Now there was a time that Dad came up, and they got it today, word that he was going to run. He said, if we could take this and run it through a fireplace, and then let it pump in the water in the floor, he said we could, they could heat in the summertime or in the wintertime. And we was kind of debating today about it. And James had started into college, and he'd come home, and him and Dad would talk about patents, but they never could get anything together on the patents. And then Matthew started in college, and that kind of gave Dad a little boost of what he was doing. But Dad had a brain on him. I mean, he was a very, very smart man. I guess we was one of the first people in that country that had running water. He went up on the hill and dug a big cistern, and I don't know, that cistern probably hold 500 gallons or maybe more.
4,000 gallons, maybe two.
Yeah, and he took an old Maytag washing machine, part of an old Maytag, and people that never did use no electric washing machine back then. They had a knuckle on it that went like that and caused the agitator to move. And he took that part of that old Maytag washing machine, and then they come out they had a pump that they used in the mines, and it was one they did manually, and it pumped like this. So he took and rigged up some way or another to fix that thing to where it did the pumping with that old washing machine. And he took that piece off that washing machine, stuck it down in the and that back then they had a foot valve. It wasn't a centrifugal pump like it is now. It's a foot valve. And what you do, you'd fill that thing full, and it wouldn't let the water run out, but it would prime it to where the water would come up. And every time that pumped, then it would stop and pump some more. And we had running water when a lot of people didn't even have running water. Well, most people. But Dad's mind was always weak and chicken,